Jake's money flows like a river, in at the source, out the other side. He has been feeding it for 20 years. At 25, Zoe sat at their kitchen table, phone in hand, and built a different kind of reservoir. 4 buttons, 12 minutes. She closed the app and never thought about it again. At 65, her reservoir will hold $900,000 more than Jake's. Not because she invested more, not because she earned more, because Jake's reservoir has a drain. Every dollar that leaves it in retirement gets taxed. Hers does not. Jake has spent 20 years tending his reservoir. He has never once looked at the drain. This is the Ben factor. Columbus, Ohio, Jake and Zoe. Same graduation year, same first jobs, both $62,000. Same river, same starting point. Jake was the financial one. He read the books. He maxed his 401k from week 1. He was doing this for both of them. He knew it, even if he never said it out loud. On Saturday mornings, he sat at the kitchen table with his laptop open. 3 browser tabs: Vanguard, Morningstar, the Wall Street Journal. His coffee had gone cold again. He wanted to get this right. He wanted them to be okay. Zoe sat across from him. She found it boring. Not wrong, just not hers. She trusted Jake with the financial things. That was the unspoken agreement. Does that sound familiar? Not wrong about money, just not yours? At 25, her sister called, told her to open a Roth IRA. Zoe opened the app that afternoon. She set up a $583 monthly transfer, $7,000 a year, picked a total market index fund, and closed it. She never logged back in. Are you more Jake or more Zoe right now? Drop it below. I'll show you both outcomes. That evening, Jake asked what she had done with the money. She told him. He nodded, said a Roth IRA was fine, but his 401k had the employer match, so that was really the priority. He was not wrong about the match. We are isolating the account type here, not employer matching. That is a separate decision. This is about what happens to your money once it is inside the reservoir. He was wrong about what he was missing. 40 years later, she has $900,000 more than he does. The kitchen table, year 3. Jake mentions he increased his 401k contribution. He walks Zoe through it. Pre-tax dollars, compound growth. He genuinely wants her to understand. She listens. She thinks he is probably right. She does not understand the details, and she does not pretend to. She pours coffee. Her Roth IRA has $22,000 in it. She barely thinks about it. Here's what Jake does not know. Here's what that drain costs him over 40 years. His 401k provider never mentioned it. There was no reason for them to. It is not on his account statement. The drain is structural, built into the account type on the day he opened it. Have you ever looked at where your 401k money actually goes the day you retire? Jake never did. Most people don't. Same river, same monthly contribution, same investment, different walls. The container is the difference. That is what Jake's drain looks like. $615,000 removed from a reservoir he spent 40 years building. Zoe chose hers in 12 minutes at the age of 25. The kitchen table. Year 10. Jake's 401k is growing. He is proud of it. He should be. He is still ahead. Zoe's balance? $113,000. She knows this only because her sister asked. Jake does not know Zoe's number. He assumes his is bigger. It is. The drain is still open. Year 25. Jake has started thinking seriously about retirement, running projections, modeling scenarios. He feels good about where they are. His 401k is well over $500,000. He shows Zoe his projections over breakfast. She asks if they are okay. He says yes. He thinks they are more than okay. Do you know what your 401k balance will actually be worth after taxes? Zoe's balance, $663,000. She put in $175,000. The account gave back $488,000. She has not thought about it in months. Year 40. The laptop had changed 3 times since year 1. Jake closes it. He is 65. Thousands of Saturday mornings, thousands of reports read, quarterly rebalancing every year without fail. His 401k? $2,797,000. Zoe's Roth IRA? $2,797,000. Identical numbers. Jake contributed $280,000. The market returned $2.5 million on top. Zoe put in the same and got the same return. Jake withdraws in retirement. The drain opens. This is not a punishment. Jake did nothing wrong. He contributed faithfully. He invested wisely. He never panicked. But the drain was there the whole time, and nobody, not his 401k provider, not his HR department, not the books he read, ever said, "This is what it will cost you." At 22%, he pays $615,000 in taxes. At 32%, he pays $895,000 in taxes. Zoe's tax bill? $0. 4 buttons, 12 minutes, $900,000. Roth or 401k? Which one are you in right now? Drop it below. Jake is 73. He and Zoe are healthy, they are comfortable. He does not need to touch the 401k yet. It has kept growing. He had planned to leave it another few years. Then the letter arrives. Required minimum distribution. The IRS will not let a taxable reservoir sit untouched past 73. He has to withdraw, whether he wants to or not. He runs the numbers. The mandatory withdrawal stacks on top of his Social Security income. Suddenly, he is in a higher tax bracket than he expected, not a lower one. The retirement he planned for was built on a bracket that no longer applies. He opens his 401k app. The screen says $2,797,000. Below it, after taxes at his actual bracket, $2,182,000. The drain was always larger than the one he had planned for. Zoe's Roth IRA has no required minimum distributions. Her reservoir can sit untouched until she is 90, or pass to their children tax-free. The IRS cannot force her hand. Jake spent 40 years managing his reservoir. He never knew the government had a mandatory opening schedule built in. Here is the part most people never learn about Zoe's account. Her reservoir has more than one exit. The money she contributed, the $583 a month, can be withdrawn anytime. No penalty, no taxes, no questions. Only the earnings are different. Jake found this out when he ran the numbers. Earnings are restricted until 59.5, and the account must have been open for at least 5 years. Pull earnings before both conditions are met, and you owe income tax plus a 10% penalty. Contributions are always free to leave. Earnings have to earn their way out. Which means at year 7, when they needed emergency cash, Zoe had $49,000 accessible, a backup layer with no lock on it. Jake had no equivalent option. Most people think the Roth IRA is a retirement account. It is the most versatile account in the American tax code. Emergency layer, first home, early retirement bridge, and a full tax-free reservoir at 65, with no drain and no mandatory withdrawal schedule. Jake has been tending a single-purpose reservoir for 40 years. Zoe built one with more options, at 25, in 12 minutes, and then walked away from the kitchen table and made dinner. One caveat before we get to the close. One thing can block this. In 2026, direct Roth contributions phase out above $161,000 single or $240,000 married filing jointly. If Jake and Zoe's income pushes past that, there is still a legal route. It is called the backdoor Roth IRA. Contribute $7,000 to a non-deductible traditional IRA in January. You get no tax deduction for this contribution. Then convert that balance to Roth in February. The IRS has confirmed this is legal. 20 minutes a year. Same outcome. The drain stays sealed. Saturday morning, the kitchen table. Jake has his laptop open. Rate expectations. Sector rotation. He has been doing this for 40 years. He is good at it. Zoe is reading something else. Her coffee is still warm. Jake knows more about the market than Zoe does. He cared more. He tried harder. He gave up more Saturday mornings than she can count. He was not careless with their future. He was meticulous with it. That is what makes this hard to say. Jake did not ignore the drain. He never saw it. It was not on the statement. It was not in the books. Nobody showed him where to look. The 401k industry built the account. They did not build the exit sign. Not, where do I invest, but does my reservoir have a drain? Same river, same contribution, same return, different walls. He spent 40 years trying to beat the market. He never realized he was losing to the tax code. Seal the drain. That's the Ben Factor.